Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to my stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. We just finished a pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Hope everyone's doing well. Today is Friday. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Shaw, Eaton, good morning. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what day you think it's going to be. And also, drop a GM in the chat. We should be on the super low latency, so the delay should be about 3 seconds maybe, compared to like the 30 seconds. And if you guys can give me a chart check on the 2000 tick chart. Sean Ian says, can't wait. About to be heading back to Europe for the army for 9 months. So I'm really trying to expand my knowledge on scalping so I can crush while I'm there. Love the con. Let's go, baby. Yeah. SW Blaze says, thanks for your service. Good luck with your trading. Zishan Shabir, good morning. Wayne Bicknell, good morning. SW Blaze. Good morning, guys. Zero Cool, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning. No Trigger, No Trade, good morning. Steven Milan, good morning. No Trigger, No Trade. Chart check, good on my end. Let's go, baby. Thanks for that. No Trigger, No Trade. Ask, have I ever used Heiken Ashi bars? No, never. PK Futures, welcome to the stream. Glad that you guys are back. Quite a move we had with retail numbers. If you guys didn't know, there was news on at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and the news was apparently good. It was retail numbers. I believe that it was higher than expected, and we got a nice push up here. So on the daily chart, you can see that we do have a push up, and we're still in downtrend. You know, it doesn't change the fact we're making lower highs, lower lows. And I think that we can hit our heads either on our trend line again or the 20 EMA and potentially make a lower high setup here to get back to the bottom of the trading range. Now, am I sure that's going to happen? I have no idea. It might not. This might be the double bottom here, right? We might have got our low here and then a double bottom, and it could reverse here. Could. But we're still underneath the 20 EMA and also our trend line. So as long as we're underneath both those things, as long as we're making lower highs, lower lows, I'm still thinking downtrend. Unless we can clearly break this trend line and then maybe make a trap trade to the long side, then potentially I'll think of a long trade. But that could also be first break of trend to new low. It's just too hard to say right now. I don't know. I mean, even on the strongest downtrends, you'll have pullbacks. $10,000 tick chart, big push up here. I mean, just look at the touch off the 240 SMA every single time. You know, 204 SMA comes up, touches it, bounces off of it, double bottoms off of it, hits it again, bounces off of it, hits it again. At this time, 3 attempts to break below it, reverses, and you know, also trading range indicator, right? 3 pushes down, reverses off the 240 SMA. That's why I have the 240 SMA on the chart, just because it acts as a nice support and resistance sometimes. So big push up. Bull trend, bear trend day today. I mean, whew. I mean, is it crazy to say that there is this gold line here that I have from earlier this week, from Monday, and this gold line was created essentially by the gap that we had on Sunday night, and there's a gap here, like a literal gap in the price, and it has not yet been filled. I'll zoom in here, but there's a gap here. It opens about 5 points below, and then it never comes back to fill it. Just went straight down, and so this has not yet been filled, and so I drew a gold line basically on that same price point. I've not yet forgotten it, and I mean, it's pretty far away. It's about 60 points away, but who knows? Today is Friday, so I don't know. If we have a strong uptrend day today, maybe. The price point is 39.05. So on the daily chart, what's that look like? 39.05. It's way up here. Essentially, this close right there, 39.05, and yeah. Maybe we might hit it today. I don't know. It'll be quite a move. Market's about to open in 8 minutes. We do have a 2-leggy here. A, B, C coming off the 20 MA. The only problem is that we kind of already made a 2-leggy here. Made a new high. So we could consider this a type of breakup trend to new high. We're back at the 20 MA. So I mean, super strong uptrend, but also trading range, right? We're starting to turn to a trading range here. Might be a failed breakout, come back to the bottom of the trading range, might come back to the top. Kellyanne, good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Give me a 1 in the chat if you want to take a second entry long here. Give me a 2 if you're going to pass it. Give me a 3 if you're looking for a reversal off of this. It's a 2-leggy off the 20 MA. You know, that's for certain if it does trigger, but I just don't like the fact that we pushed strongly like this and came back down right to the 20 MA like this. This first leg is very strong. It makes me hesitate to take this, you know, second entry long here. Plus, not enough room to the top of that pivot. Could act as a resistance. It's a good signal bar, though, to go long. Decent signal bar. Starting to get a little sideways, choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Overlapping bars. It is a 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA, though, on a strong uptrend. So I'll see why you would want to take this. Give me the 1 in the chat if you want to take this long trade here. Give me 2 if you're going to pass it. Give me a 3 if you're looking for the fail second entry long here to reverse it. We do trigger the second entry long. Now the 20 MA looks like it's curling upwards here. Actually, it looks pretty good. Ends up giving you a nice scalp right there. Second entry long. Off the 20 MA. Decent signal bar. There was a couple things wrong with it. I just didn't like the shape of this. It is a strong uptrend though, so there you had a couple things going for you, but Man, oh man, I mean, that's tricky. I've seen this happen many times, right? Break a trend to new high. And now, you know, a place where potentially should have been potentially a reversal. We're getting a strong move up. Looking for our uptrend here. Looking for a new high now. The 5-minute chart. It is worth mentioning. There's a 99% chance we'll come back to the 20 MA. Now, sometime today on the 5-minute chart. I don't know when, I don't know how. I don't know if the 20 MA will go up to our price point or we're going to come back down to it. But 99% chance we'll hit the 20 MA. Are having a strong move up here. Starting to create a wedge of some sort. We could have just purely a super strong uptrend day today as well. David Keckle says, I took that trade on NQ, made another 1K on my combine. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. David Keckle gave us a nice 1, right? Confirming he wanted to take it. You know, but that's the kind of pressure you feel when you take these trades. You know, you got to commit to it before it happens. And you know, for me, I saw a couple things that I didn't like. I didn't like the fact we were had two-legged pullback here, pushing up. Another two-legged pullback after a strong push down, but straight to the 20 MA. Market's about to open in 2 minutes here. A lot of you guys think it's going to be a bull trend day today. I mean, when you look at the pre-market, it makes sense why you think that. This blue line is basically from 2 days ago with the CPI numbers. We have a huge gap that has not yet filled. Big push down. And really hard to say, but this is actually, it fills a gap. The gap happens here. That's a huge, goodness. We come and touch this gap, fill that gap. PQ Future says, I'm gonna swing trade today. You know, it might be a trending day today. So swing trades are good for these trend days. Strong uptrend currently. And we'll look for an entry sometime. Market's about to open in about 10 seconds. All right, market just opened. Looking for almost any reason to go long right now. Always in long, pretty much. You could take this trap trade. It's just too far away from 20 EMA, but it's a failed second entry long. A, B, C, right? Second entry short. Sorry, failed second entry short. If it reverses. Failed second entry short reverses, a trap does trigger. And it's too far away from a 20 EMA, but it gives you a nice little scalp. Also, we have this potential spiking channel here, and it's at the top of that channel. I'm trying to draw out this pattern here. I'm trying to figure out what the channel is. A little difficult to say. If we draw a line like this, we'd have a wedge. 4 pushes up. Could be L4 setup here. But the trend is so strong, I'm not looking for a short trade right now. I would have to have a lot of evidence we're reversing. And yeah, I just don't think that's it. I don't think this is it. I can't, it's too strong for me to take the L4 setup. Just naked like that. The only semi-convincing trade will be a failed second entry long, but even then I still wouldn't take it because we still need a break of trend to new high. So I'm going to consider this break of trend here, but I will see this as a spiking channel. It's hard to mark the channel though, because if I mark it using this pivot, it looks like this, and you can already see the price action breaking above it. So we do have a type of wedge here forming. Too far from 20 EMA. It's a two-legged pullback though. It's a two-leggy. A, B, C, two-legged pullback. Actually, Pikachu trade. Very interesting. Not what I'm interested in. Too far at 20 EMA. Also getting choppy. But you're still looking for entries long. Yeah, I'm still trying to get long somehow. All right, that failed second entry long fails, so you have a trap, double trap. Might come back to the 20 EMA here. Big push down to the 20 EMA. Bounce off the 20 EMA, and we do have a trading range. It's not enough room. Very small trading range, tight trading range right there. Getting a pretty strong push down. That's below the 20 EMA so far. Candle needs to finish though. Candle finishes underneath the 20 EMA here on the 2000 tick chart. I still want to go long here to fill this trading range, right? A failed breakdown, potential failed breakdown here, but the signal bar is really bad. Very bad signal bar right now. This is a wedge as well, so makes it a little tricky to go long here. Now we're getting pretty terrible signal bars. That's a small risk though. The risk is only about 3 points. It's a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA right there. Skipping that trade, terrible signal bar. I'm happy I've skipped that right now because it's a very disappointing reaction, but we'll see what happens here. Creates an outside bar reversal. Goes back up. I'm interested in this trade now. Let's see if we can get in this trade. Let's go, baby. Might have a runner here. The reason why I failed breakdown, gonna fill this trading range back up again. Let's go, baby. So make it stopped out here. It's all good. Let's go, baby. Confusing now. I don't know if I want to go long here just for no reason, for any reason. It's starting to look like it wants a new low. Right, break a trend, wants a new low, looks like. Basically, I entered this trade as a failed failure, right? This was a basically try to fail again, the outside bar reversal, and then reversed up, got my 2 points. Just came out of the trade. See? Don't want to go long there for no reason. We have a break a trend to new low. Now we can look for a long trade. But the long trade needs to be a fail second entry short. Maybe if you're eager to go in the higher low setup, in my opinion. We might hit the bottom of the channel here. We have an overshoot, looks like. Now maybe lead to an undershoot. We do have a wedge here, right, with a triple top. 1, 2, 3 failed attempts up. And that actually might not have been a bad short to take. Enough room to the 20 EMA right there. 1, 2, 3 failures. Looking at it now, hindsight bias. At the time, it just looked like congestion, and it looked a little confusing. But looking at it now, it might have been a good trade to take to go short with 3 failures up. Once that reversed, that might have been a good trade to take, and your risk would have been 1, 2, 2.5 point risk for maybe a swing trade potentially. Overshoot may lead to an undershoot here, and they come back up. I mean, the setup that I want is a fail second entry short. It's a lot to ask for, but that's basically what I'm looking for here. Potentially higher low setup might be another trade I might want to take. We have the overshoot to undershoot now. Strong push down. Very strong bear bar ending near its low. Let's see the 5 minute. 5 minutes simply just made a 2-leggy here. We're still far away from 20 EMA on the 5 minute. The 10K still haven't hit the 20 EMA as well. 2-legged pullback forming on the 10,000 tick chart. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. All right, so I am looking for a long trade, but I'm looking for a particular setup here. It has to be either a higher low. The only problem is a higher low here might be a pullback retest. Right, that's what a higher low would look like. I need a fail second entry short to go long here. The reason being because I have a break of trend to new low already. Overshoot to undershoot, right? This symmetry is finished. Now I want a reversal here. Right, the tides have changed in a sense. You know, we had a super strong uptrend, but now after the open, it's a little more sketchy here. No entries for me. The question is, should I be looking for a short trade instead of looking for a reversal trade here? Maybe. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're looking for a long trade, right? A failed second entry, short, some sort of trap. Or if you're looking for a short trade, right? A two-legged pullback to the 20 EMA, good signal bar. Would you go short here, or would you wait for that to trap and then go long? Give me a 1 in chat if you're looking for a long trade, for a reversal, or a short trade here. Big push down, no entries whatsoever. A lot of you guys are looking for a short trade, thinking that now we're in a strong downtrend. Saying bye-bye money, why would you even look for a long trade here? Speedy boy seems like he's done, but even if you're done, what would you do? I mean, you don't have to actually take the trade, but if you were to take a trade, I mean, this could be the reversal of the day, and we may never come back up here. That could be the case. I just feel like the trend was so strong. I don't know. We have multiple traps, 1, 2, 3, 4 traps in a row. Absolutely incredible. Evelyn Gonzalez says, I'll tell you why. Gaps. There must be a gap that needs to be filled somewhere. When you say the word gaps, what do you mean? I'm not sure. Are you talking about like Al Brooks gaps? Or are you talking about this gap on the daily chart, this gold line? There is kind of news coming out at 10. Hassan Marabi reminds us. I'm not sure how impactful it will be, but there is news. Two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA on the 10,000 tick chart right here. But notice it will be blocked by the 20 EMA on the 2,000 tick chart. It looks like 50-50 for those who are trying to go long and trying to go short. We do have a two-legged pullback on the 10,000 tick chart forming here. Kind of off the 20 EMA. Big push down. Right, this second entry long fails. Another push down. And this is closer to the 20 EMA. We end up getting a 2-point scalp there, but not convincingly. Getting a higher low setup, pandas. Second entry long. Triggers on the 10,000 tick chart. Off the 20 EMA. I'm looking for a failed second entry short here, pandas. Do not copy my trades. That is a second entry short there for those who are looking for a short trade. Congratulations, you just got your short. I was looking for a trap trade to go long there because the second entry long triggers on the 10,000 tick chart. But for those who went short there, you just got your scalp. Congratulations. trap triggers on a 10,000 tick chart. Oh my god. Right, outside bar reversal, trap triggers on 10,000 tick chart. Absolutely incredible move. Right, that's very tricky. You have a second entry long on 10,000 tick. That fails, reverses. Getting a pretty strong move down. So this potential, right, break of trend, we're coming back to the bottom of our channel here. So we have a spike in channel, and oftentimes we come back test the bottom of the channel. I didn't realize on a daily we basically are tapping the 20 MA, making a lower high potential here. Confusing. I need that meme where like all the numbers are flying around my head, like all the equations. If I were to mark a trend, it would look something like that. Channel here. Let's see if this provides any bounce. The bottom of the channel here. Overshoot to undershoot. That led to a reversal. With a two-leggy here. Strong push down. Oh, Speedy Boy mentioned we hit the 20 EMA on the daily. Good catch. Good catch. I was not paying attention to that, not thinking that we would be up there that fast, but the bottom of the channel may be acting as support here because the market's trying to decide, are we going to start to go into a trading range? Right, so what ends up happening is that first leg of the spiking channel ends up being the first leg of a trading range, and then it comes back down to create the bear leg of the trading range. So now technically this is a trading range, right? We go up, down. Now the market's trying to decide, are we going to continue this trading range, or are we going to come back up, or are we going to break down here, have a reversal? How would you mark this? This could be first break a trend to new low, and we could be looking for a reversal here. Or you can use this as a first break a trend, and maybe not looking for a new low here. I think it depends for me how far above the 20 MA we are. If we get a setup like, if we get a failed second entry short here, I'd be very tempted to go long. Very tempted. But, you know, I might miss the opportunity just to simply go short, looking for the first break of trend, looking for a new low. We already have a two-leggy here, giving us that low. Almost like, almost looks like this here. What happened here, right? We had a two-leggy, pushed higher, made another two-leggy. Two-leggy, push lower, another two-leggy, maybe go lower again. First entry, right? We're still beneath the 20 MA here. What do I want? Oh man, I guess I'm looking for a short trade. I'd be tempted to take the trap to go long, but the short trade makes sense to me still here. I mean, this looks like a first break of trend. The only thing I don't like is the fact that we bounced off the bottom of the channel, making it seem like it's acting as support. So that means that we can have a bounce here, but we're underneath the 20 MA clearly right now, trading beneath it. Both setups are hard. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're looking for a reversal bounce here, or give me a 2 in the chat. Oh, give me a 1 in the chat if you're looking for a reversal. Give me a 2 in the chat if you think we're in a downtrend. I mean, I think the answer's already given to us. We do have a break of trend to new low here, actually double bottom. No entry for us, unfortunately. It's a double bottom. Will I take the short? Nah, too far 20 MA at this point. But still looking for that new low, most likely. I mean, believe it or not, it's a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. If we break below, not sure how high this pivot goes. It might go back to 20 MA. At that point, would I want to go short? Well, we'll see. Right now, it looks like this. If we trigger below 20, okay. Second entry short just triggers. It will make a new low now. It's a lower high second entry short. Nice push down, gives us a scalp to the downside. Far away from 20 MA when it triggers. That new low, you know, most likely was going to happen. Now it has happened, so. Downtrend is pretty strong. Especially with a bear bar ending near its low. The market's looking for follow through. There is follow through. Some traders may be always in short right now. Right? Just keep going short, strong bear bar ending on its low with some follow through. Follow through is a little weak though. Maybe spoke too soon. Follow through looks good. Always in short. People selling on that bar as well. And they're going to keep selling until they see, right, this downtrend stopping, and then they'll start scaling in to come up break even. I believe on the 5 minute we should have hit the 20 MA. Yep, 5 minute just straight to the 20 MA. The 10,000 tick chart, strong bear bars ending near the low. Right here, right here, right here. Showing us the bearish power pressure. Believe it or not, I'm still looking for a reversal. If we're in this area, but I don't know. I could be missing some clear downtrend trades. Just watching. No entries. Do I like the second entry short? Not really. Not really. Tricky. Fail second entry long. Inside, right? OI. IOI pattern means breakout mode. That means people have limit orders or sell orders, one tick below here and one tick above here. And whichever one hits is the way they're gonna go. Right? Breakout mode. Wow, that's an interesting message. Never seen that one. Senge. That's a little weird. Let's get rid of that guy. Another failure down. Yep, daily chart, we actually came up to tap the 20 MA, and now we're pushing down here. Absolutely incredible. We do have this gap that needs to be filled. I just don't know when it's going to fill. I mean, if we trigger that lower high off the 20 MA like that, whoo, I'm fully expecting a new low. A new low then. At least the bottom of the trading range on the daily trading range indicator. Push up here. Now we're above the trend line. Let's see if we can get above the 20 MA. And at this place, if we get above the 20 MA with a nice failed second entry short, I would be interested most likely. Depends on how tight you want to draw this. You can draw it like this. So we may never had that first break of trend. That could be possible as well. I mean, it could just look like this. We can capture this. Yep, there is a report coming out at 10. It's some prelim number. I'm not sure what it is off of, but there is news at 10. It could potentially be a high impact. It says prelim UOM consumer sentiment. I don't know what UOM means. Something of something. Not sure. It's very hard to guess those acronyms. But the prelim UOM consumer sentiment is coming out at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So 3 minutes. And University of Michigan, thanks Mash FX. I'm not sure how much impact that's going to have on the market, but you know, I'm going to sit on my pause here. Am I looking for reversal, pandas? That's the question. Am I looking for a failed second entry short here? The reason why that's important is because if we get a two-leggy here, you have to already know if you're going to take it or not. Because if you're not going to take it, then you got to take the then you're thinking of taking the reversal. If you're thinking of taking the reversal, you're not going to take, you know, the setup, like the first setup. So like if I'm thinking it's going to be a reversal, I'm going to miss this second entry short, right, two-legged pullback, because I'm waiting for this setup here. So you already have to have your mind set if you're going to take the trap or not. And the problem is that you'll miss the setup if it actually continues to go down. It could be break of trend to new low. It really depends on how you draw this trend line. If I drew it here, then this will be break of trend to new low. We're still clearly beneath the 20 MA this entire time. So if you draw it here, then I really wouldn't consider that break of trend. Just a test of it. Getting strong push up here. Very strong push up. Strong bull bar ending on its high. We do have an H4 set up on the 10,000 tick chart, right? H4, right? 4 pushes down, reversing up. The 5 minute, just absolutely do nothing. You know, on the 5 minute, you want to set up like this, some sort of two-legged pullback. Maybe a higher low, second entry long, something like that. Turtle Toes asks, what is always in long, always in short? Al Brooks has a scalping setup that if he sees a strong breakout, he just buys. And the strong breakout means a strong breakout bar. So a strong bull bar ending on its high, you know, and if it's like not blocked by any type of resistances, he'll typically just take it, right? If it's like in a trading range, he might not do it. But if it's like a breakout, okay, news just happened. That is high impact news. My chart just broke. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my god. Okay, so always in long. That's what the always in long trade will be like. Wow. All right. I mean, I wasn't ready for that. That's bigger news than the retail numbers. More impact. I think we're gonna try to fill that gap. I'm gonna take a trap trade here. Do not copy my. Ooh. Okay. I was thinking about taking that trap, but push is really strong down. Really strong move down here. Absolutely incredible. I want to take this trap trade to the long side. It's risky, huge risk here, right? You got about 7 points of risk. I'll wait for the two-leggy. I'm not sure the market's gonna be kind enough to give me a two-leggy though. Two-leggy, come to papa. Even it's far away from 20 MA, I'm gonna take it because of how strong this move up, impulsive move up is. Outside bar reversal, potential here. Give me that two-leggy. If I'm eager enough, I'll just take it on the break of this high. But I'm gonna wait for my setup here. Two-legged pullback. Do not copy my trades. The risk is large. Ooh, all right. Do not copy my trades. Strong push up, thinking of continuation. Do not copy my trades. Inside bar. Risk is large here. Hard to take that on that kind of signal bar. I'm going to sit on my pause here. I'm going to sit on my pause. If we come back to the 20 MA, I will take it. Confusing now. Very confusing. It is a two-legged pullback, but that's not a two-legged pullback I like to see. It's a very weird looking two-legged pullback. Impulsive move up. Second entry long here. Ends up looking good. Gives you the scalp. It just looks weird. It just looks like a weird two-legged pullback, but that is a two-leggy back to the 20 MA. It's a weird looking one, but I didn't feel confident. It started to look very strange, and I didn't like it. I'll take the higher low setup if it gives me a higher low setup here. Market doesn't give us the higher low, right? Because it needs a break below here. Okay, now it does. I'll take the higher low setup. Better entry. Do not copy my trades. Higher low setup, waiting for it. Also, the higher low setup here will be a failed reversal attempt. Big push down. Very confusing. Very confusing. Very confusing. I mean, that impulsive move, you're thinking there'd be some follow through, but there is none. Right after the pullback, there was no follow through. This is still a higher low setup, but now look at the 20 MA. It's starting to become really flat, hard to take. Risk is not that large, so you can take this, but the 20 MA is starting to flatten out here, and it's looking a little confusing to me. It is a higher low second entry long though, right there. I don't know. Do I like it? Hard to say. Okay, sitting on my pause here. I'll take a H4 setup. If we trigger below here, I'll take the H4. Trigger the H4. Doesn't trigger. Instead goes up. The higher low setup. Still in Trap City. It looks like it's gonna go up here. It's just hard to tell. 20 EMA still acting as type of support, but look at, we're going in and out of 20 EMA now. 20 EMA is also flattening out. All right, basically every single setup, confusing. I'm not gonna lie, a little confusing and a little scary. I didn't like how that looked like at all. It is starting to push up again, but it's just unfortunate. It was just very confusing for me. I didn't like the setup. I didn't like how it looked like. I didn't like how choppy it started to get. Micro double bottom potential here. Some will consider that enough to take the long trade if it breaks above this candle. It's starting to look bullish now. It is starting to look bullish to me. And I want to set up though. I'm going to sit on my pause for a setup. Not going to jump the gun here. I want my setup. Okay, I got a setup here. We got a trap trade to the long side. I'll take this trade. The risk is pretty large, but the probability is high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a big push down. Now it's becoming confusing again. Why, market, are you doing that? Stop it. It's done. This is a downtrend. Well, absolutely incredible. You know, it started to look bullish. It was very confusing to me, and the main thing was it started to go in and out of the 20 MA. Made me very confused. Usually you have a strong bull trend. Like, that's not what happens. Like, you usually have a pretty clear bounce. Big bear bar here. It just started to look very confusing. And yeah, I mean, it got me. I mean, it's just really confused. I had no idea. Just no idea. There was news. We've been mentioning it. But it's just very confusing. I mean, whew, that's a big move up, though. I'll just say that right now. Very big move up. What's it, 20 points? You got about 20 points here. 28. So, yeah, about 20-point move. Absolutely incredible. Let me look at the 5-minute. 5-minute big spike up. 10K chart, right? H4 setup. Bottom of the trading range to the top of the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart. We do have a two-leggy forming now on the 10,000 tick. But notice this, pandas. We do have a break of trend to new high. This could be a reversal spot, but it seems bullish. I don't know. It feels and seems bullish to me. It could turn to a trading range, but you know, the short time frame, we can say this is a break of trend to new low, and it happened with a two-leggy here, A, B, C. It's not a two-legged pullback I would like to take going short because it's above the 20 MA, but it's a new low, right? Break of trend to new low, strong push up. Basically, what that means on the higher time frame, it just looks like this: A, B, C, right? 10,000 tick chart shows us that we just have a two-legged pullback. 10,000 tick, A, B, C, back to the 20 MA. Nice setup here, but it's huge risk to take down 10K chart. We could take a higher low here if you're thinking this can go long. You know, it's a little difficult. You know, this is very, you know, very interesting. Some may say that's enough reason to go long here. Again, I'm gonna wait for my setup, and if it goes on without me, it is what it is. I want my setup. I want this to actually trigger one tick below to give me that secondary short, And I'm going to take the reversal of that. It doesn't actually do it. It gives us a micro double bottom, a micro triple bottom currently. I'm very tempted just to go long at the break of this bar here, but I'm going to sit on my pause here. I'm gonna be a good little panda here, and I'm just going to sit on my pause, wait for my setup to come to me. I'm not chasing anything. And it does break above it, and this could be a sayonara. It could just go blast off here, and it's going to go on without us. Unfortunately, it gives us a micro triple bottom instead of the setup that we're looking for, which was we needed one tick below here to get that second entry short so we can take that trap trade to the long side, which is what we're seeing now. We could potentially get it here, which I will still be interested as long as, you know, we hit the 20 MA. But now it's going on without us. So that's why I was very tempted to take it, the break of this bar, because some people will say micro triple bottom maybe equals, right, that break of trend, or that break below the previous candle's low to trigger that second entry. I'll take it here if we get a nice setup as well. But we also have a, you know, pivot here that we have to worry about, that it could cause some resistance. Surely can. Still don't have a setup though. Still sitting on my pause. It's unfortunate that micro triple bottom, right? Instead of giving us that actual tick below to create that second entry short, never happens. So kind of sitting, twiddling our thumbs. Second entry long does trigger on the 10,000 tick chart, right? ABC, second entry long, inside bar, off the 20 MA. Strong bull move, looking for a new high here, potentially. Unfortunately, we're not really getting our setup, so we're just going to see this one go without us. And that's how trading is sometimes. You get the context, you see it, you like it, don't get the setup, move on. You never want to be in a place where you're like, you know, say that you didn't wait for the setup and that triggers and then it reverses, then finally gives you your setup. You never want to be in a place to be like, I should have just waited for my setup, you know? And I don't want to be in that position. Outside bar reversal. Taking this setup. Close enough for me. I'm so eager to go long here. I don't mind it being that far away from 20 MA. Now even closer to the 20 MA makes me even more eager to enter this long. This is a trap trade to the long side. Do not copy my trades. Fail second entry short above the 20 MA. Right after break a trend to new low, looking for that reversal to go long to continue this big spike up. Have some follow through on that. Starting to get dojied on me. Starting to get sideways. Don't like that. Marker double bottom. Touches the 20 MA now, which is kind of what I like. I like the fact that it touched it. I don't like the fact that that went straight down after it triggers. I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna take this loss. It is what it is. So that reversal fails. I mean, it touches the 20 MA, fails second entry short, and like I mentioned, this surely can be a resistance, which is what it was. And paid the price for that. It's all good. We do have a second entry long here now. Do I want to take it? Not so confident anymore. I'm more confused than anything. Do I want to re-enter this long trade? Not really. I'm too confused. I'm actually really too confused here. It is a two-legged pullback though. And yeah, I mean it's a good signal bar too. Two-legged pullback. It's just like I'm not sure if we're in an uptrend or downtrend now. The fact that that failed, like that, in my opinion, should have gone up. The fact that that failed makes me feel like I'm not reading this market correctly. So I'm just sitting on my pause. I need clear. I need the market to be a little more clear for me. That risk was 2.5 point risk. 2.5 point risk. Actually, was it? No, 3.1, 3 point risk. It ends up giving you a scalp off that second entry long. It's just very confusing. Make a big move up and it just goes straight sideways. Very interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I actually like that setup a lot. Just didn't work out. It looks like it wants to burst upwards, right? We're getting like 1, 2, 3 hits here, and it's like starting to wedge to the top. It looks like it wants to go up, but again, I don't have a setup here. I don't know. Like even if it goes up, there's nothing I can do. Setup. I'm trying to think what could I've done to prevent going into that. It could have just been simply not enough room to the top of this, or seeing that resistance here, which ended up becoming a resistance actually. Getting really choppy now. We do have a Discord, but it is behind a paywall. Mainly because, you know, originally it was only given, it was created for people who purchased the indicator, right? The two-legged pullback indicator, and it's a place where people can come together with the same strategy and talk about, you know, two-legged pullbacks. And so it was very focused on just one single setup, and to open it up for free to everyone, it wouldn't make sense for all those who purchased the indicator to get access to the room. So, you know, it is behind a small paywall. It's, you know, you can see it. You can either purchase the indicator, or, you know, have lifetime access, or you can become a super panda and have access to it for, you know, monthly, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't allow like people to post their contact information just because that means that anyone can come on here, post their contact information. I'm not saying that I don't want you guys to connect, but it's the fact that like anyone can come on this stream and just be like, "Hey, here's my Discord, contact me." You know, it's just like I gotta prevent that. So I'm sorry if you throw like your contact on here, I'm gonna get rid of it. No, nothing. Don't take anything personal. It's just precedence. Yeah, it's nothing to, nothing against you guys, but is it active? Yeah, it's pretty active. The Discord is, people are there all the time, going back and forth. Big push down. It's just very confusing. Right now we're in a trading range. It was like choppy here, then got choppy here, then got choppy here. It's just very confusing. No clear direction. I just mentioned the Discord. If you rewinded like 2 minutes, I just talked about it. No setups here whatsoever, so I'm not sad I'm missing any movement here just because there's no way for me to have known to enter any of these moves. So this is why I'm sitting on my pause, because I thought it was clear, but a big move up, and I was just thinking, okay, we're most likely fall through on a huge spike surprise bar, but no follow through. We have a triple test on the 10,000 tick chart. Get rid of this, right? 1, 2, 3 test, and the 20 EMA also acting as support. So the 10,000 tick chart, we have a trading range here inside the bigger trading range. Right, the bigger trading range is here, right? Fail breakdown, fail breakout, coming back into it. But now we have another trading range wedged between the top of this and the 20 MA. The market's going to trick you. It's going to keep making you think we have a clear trend now, but before you know it, it's going to reverse. I do like how on the higher time frames we're above the 20 MA like this, right? Makes it seem like we have a clear direction going upwards. Also, the 5-minute chart, potentially higher low setup here on the 5-minute. Confusing. I think eventually this is going to go to the upside, but how and which way, I don't know, or when, not sure. Huge move up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull bars in a row. This is what Alberts would say, always in long. Right, 2, 1 huge bull bar, another fall through bull bar. They'll just buy here, and they'll keep scaling in or scaling up. But a little difficult because you have clear resistance here, so who knows? This might be a failed breakout, come back down. But looks like we're about to get follow through finally now on this big spike up. It's hard, no setup, right? This is like first entries, all first entries. So nothing I'm interested in. Brian Rueda says, "Hey, Pen, I have 6 PA accounts. I'm up 85K in 8 trading days across them all. Thanks for showing me this. Excited for my first payout. Let's go, baby. Hey, congratulations, man. Brian Rueda. This is for you. Got that bamboo." Latrell asks, why do you monitor the 10K chart? Is that like equivalent of a daily? It's not really equivalent daily. I mean, it's still intraday. It's just 5 times more. So every 5 bars on a 2000 tick chart will be 1 bar in 10K. I like the 10K because sometimes it gives you clear direction when it's very difficult to find out on the 2K chart. It's a higher time frame. And typically when you go for every time frame higher, you should be 5 times more. The main reason being is because if if the market is fractal, then typically, the same periods work across different time frames, like the ratios. And so the biggest, most, commonly used one is probably the daily chart matched with the weekly chart, which is 5 times more. And so when you have the 2000 tick chart, it makes more sense to use a 10,000 tick chart, 5 times more. So if you want to get an idea of what the 2K is doing, then maybe the 10K will help. Also, 10K is helpful. Sometimes you have your own entries on 10,000 tick chart you can just take, but typically the risk is very large, so don't take them that often. But also helps, if you want to know what leg you're in, what the trend is, the overall trend. Sometimes it's very difficult, but when you see, it's very difficult to see on a 2000 tick chart are we an uptrend or downtrend, but on a 10,000 tick chart, we're clearly above the 20 MA, making this look like a very strong type of uptrend. The 5-minute 2 is actually, compared to the 2000 tick chart, it's also a higher time frame. And so, yeah, we didn't get any setup here, unfortunately. We do have a higher low setup here, 20 EMA, obviously acting as some sort of support. We got to come a bounce down here, a retest, doesn't even hit it, bounces back up, reverses, and we could be making a new high now. And it's just for us, we don't have a setup. It just looks like this, right? It's the first entry, and we're not getting anything. Anything that I like, at least. Trading range, ABC. Maybe trap trade will be a breakout if you're going to take that trade. Brian Reda says, it's 14,000 profit on each account and have the trade copier. TXMS says, sucks that the max for the first payouts for the first 3 months is 2K. Yeah, I mean, but if you really wanted to, I guess you can just trade really small and just wait for your payouts. You could do that, I guess. I think Apex does monitor to make sure you're not just trading like 1 micro, like you're actually kind of trading. Yeah, I mean, if it takes 3 months versus 1 month, I mean, okay, sure. At the end, it's just time. And we made a new high. Finally, some follow through. There's no entries, pandas. I'm just staring at this, no entries, so it is what it is. But you get to keep the first 10,000, 100%, which is really good. I mean, that is like Apex, like the way they set it up. I mean, obviously, if you guys don't know what Apex is, then basically we trade risk free here every single day. But with Apex, right, there's a prop firm, and the prop firm basically, if you pass their evals, they fund you. And so Apex is set up in a way where I think it's really good for the customer, to be honest. Right, they don't put any minimum days you have to, or sorry, they don't put any maximum days you have to trade, so they don't try to rush you. They give you the first 100% of the $10,000 you make on every account, not all together, but every account, they'll give you $10,000. And so Um, you know, I don't know any other. That's really good, I think. And the price of Apex is the best part. You get 50% off if you use BBM50. And so, in my opinion, if you're not using Apex, what are you waiting for? This to me kind of looks like a bull leg in a trading range. I don't know. Just because when I look at the left of the chart, we just broke this trading range and kind of having a reaction coming back into a failed breakout type. Which means, am I looking for a second entry long? Pandas, give me a 1 if you think we're in an uptrend. Give me a 2 if you think we're in a trading range. Give me a 3 if you think there might be a reversal. Am I looking for a second entry long here? Micro triple bottom here, or micro triple top here. Let's draw a line here. Looking for maybe a retest of this. Right, this is too far away from 20 MA, so it's hard to take this trade first entry. If you wanted to, maybe you can base it off this trend line, but aggressive trade to take that long. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a two-leggy here. It's a micro quad top at the moment. Broke higher. No setup. We're wedging out on a couple time frames, right? We have a wedge here, essentially. 10,000 tick chart wedge as well. This could be a pretty tricky day. I don't know. I mean, it's not just a clear uptrend, right? I mean, I try to take that long trade here thinking we're going to have continuation. It happens after it does a couple more tests down. Then it goes up with no entries for us to go long. Unfortunately, it is what it is. What are we really looking at here? Where is our trend line? Trying to clear things up here. Big channel here. Not sure if this is the accurate one. We do have a couple tests off of it though. Sam GK says, Panda, I have a problem adding on to losing trades and moving the stop loss to stop price from hitting it. Almost 100% of the time it works out in my favor, but when it doesn't, it can easily blow up your account. I think you have your answer right there. If you have a strategy that just means just a matter of time until you blow your account, then that's not a good strategy. Because you will blow your account. It's just a matter of time. So if you're going to scale in, you have to have some measures to protect yourself from scaling in. Al Brooks would say, if you're going to scale in, you only scale in as much as you would typically, whatever risk that you take on any typical trade is the amount you scale in. So like, let's just say like you typically risk 4 points on 2 contracts. That's like what, $400. Then that means that if you're going to scale in, you trade 1 contract and you keep scaling in until you hit a $400 risk. And that's it, and it's simple as that, for Al Brooks. Am I looking for a second entry long here, pandas? Starting to look like a big triangle. I mean, I have this here and I have this here, so I mean, we might come back to the bottom of the triangle, come back to the top, not sure. 20 EMA is looking like a type of support here, but hard to say. I don't know. Brian Reda asks, the payout max payout is $27.50 per PA account, right? I mean, if you go to the Apex website, they are very detailed on the payout structure, but it depends on your account. If you're using 300K account, then the payout's more on the first 2 or first 3, but then after a while, it just becomes like you can take out as much as you want. After like the 3rd payout, you can just take out as much as you want. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can go second entry long here. I don't like the fact that we hit this 3 times, but it seems like we're in a strong uptrend at the moment. But bigger picture, we're hitting this wedge here as well, so confusing. We do create our second pullback for our second entry long. A, B, C. I'm like almost so bored. I'm just gonna take this. Even though we have a triple test here, 1, 2, 3 failures to break up. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a reason not to take the trade. Now another reason. Looks like a terrible signal bar. The risk is not that large though. It's about 3-point risk. Even though the signal bar is bad, the risk is only 3 points at the moment. 3.25 point, at least. Now it's 3.5 points risk. How do you quickly find out how much the risk is? You just look. I mean, I have the grids, so it's very easy to see how big these bars are. But whatever the size of the bar, you just add 0.5. That's how big your risk is. Because you need a tick for the entry and a tick for the stop loss. Potential 2-leggy now is underneath the 20 MA terrible signal bar. So, I mean, do I really want to go long here now? I don't know. Triple test here. It's a second entry long in the uptrend, but in the overall structure, it's a little tricky. I don't know. I almost want to sit on my pause, but let's see here. This is a risky trade if I go long. Terrible signal bar, don't like that, but the risk again not that large, about 3-point risk. All right, the candle is 2 points, right? 1, 2, 2.5 points. The risk is 3 points. Do I want to go long here? We're underneath the 20 MA. Terrible signal bar. 2 reasons why not to go long here. Plus also 1, 2, 3 test failure. Hard to take that setup. I mean, hard to go long here. Even if it does work out, it's kind of difficult. I mean, we are in the uptrend, but even the uptrend, who knows? I don't like the fact that we had that triple test here. The risk is not large, so might be worth taking if you want to go long here. I don't know. Hard to say for me. The fact that we're underneath the 20 MA is the main reason why I'm not entering this trade. Also, terrible signal bar. The risk is not that large, so even though it's a terrible signal bar, if you like the context, it might be worth. You can even reduce your risk by taking retracement here. This blue line, remember, is this previous pivot high. We do have a trap trade here. Do I like the trap trade? Not really. I actually don't like the trap either. I don't like this trap trade. I don't. If anything, I feel like we need to make a break of trend to new high still. And that trap trade is not the trade I would like to take. Even though we're like in a triangle and we could potentially come back to the bottom of the triangle, right? We're at the top of the triangle, might come back to the bottom of it, but if anything, I might go long here. Now looking for that new high. The 20 EMA is starting to curl downwards. I don't like that to go long. Well, we have a failed reversal here currently, and now the risk is about 1, 2, 3.5 points. Yeah, it's actually a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.5 point risk. Starting to go sideways, a little choppy here. I don't know. Sitting on my paws, I don't really know. Middle click the size. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Okay, that's helpful. Doesn't tell you the size of the bar exactly, but does it tell you? I don't see the size of the bar unless you do the math. Yeah, it doesn't tell you how big the bar is. Does it? I don't think so. Starting to go sideways, so I'm sitting on my paws here. Thanks for the sub. It's very confusing, right? When you have this many bars going sideways, 4 bars going sideways, it's almost starting to become 50-50. So I'm not taking this trade, especially if we're underneath the 20 MA. Just confused. Just confused. You're happy if you took that short. You're happy with that lower high, right? 20 MA curling downwards. Nice push down. In fact, you still haven't hit your 2 points. Just 1 point. Scalp. But it looks like it's going to go 2 points. I mean, just from the direction. Could be always in short. I'm sitting on my paws just because I have no idea. I'm still looking for a break of trend to new high. That trap ends up working out. Triple test. 1, 2, 3. Top of the wedge. Trap trade. Ends up working out. It's not the most pretty outcome, but you end up getting a scalp there. Don't know what's going on. It does show the bar size? How? Middle click. Which one is the bar size? I don't see it. I must be going blind. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't see the bar size when I middle click this. Do you guys see the bar size when you middle click on a candle? I don't see the bar size. Big push down. off that wedge. It's confusing, absolutely confusing here. See how the 5 minute looks like. Okay. Okay. 10,000 tick chart. Okay. Wedging on all these. Wedging here as well on the 5 minute. Strong push down. SW Blaze says, literally says bar size. It says that when I click it? I don't see it. It must be different. You guys must be using a different tool because I don't see bar size. If you look at the higher time frames, we are hitting the 20 EMA here. The 5 minute, not even hitting the 20 EMA. 2000 tick chart hitting the bottom of this trend line. Am I gonna make a trade off of this? It have to be a higher low. It would have to be a failed second entry short for me to really consider it, to be honest. It could have been like this. Break a trend to new high. That could have been it, actually. This break a trend to new high could have been it. That could have been a reversal off of that. Now we're in a downtrend. Break a trend, maybe looking for new low. The higher low set up, but clearly the 20 EMA is acting as a resistance. My playlist basically is Lofi Girl. You can see the link in the description. Fail second entry short would be my only setup here. Higher low, second entry long. Tempting. It could be break a trend to new low, looking for a reversal. That could also be the case here. TXman asks, when are we getting a panda meet and greet? That'd be kind of fun, I guess. I would have to come in with like a huge panda helmet or something. Kind of like a marshmallow-esque panda mask helmet thing. Second entry short. For those who are trying to trade short now. Maybe looking for a new low. Right? Break a trend, new low, second entry short, lower high, second entry. The main reason why is because this trend line's here. I don't want to go short against that trend line. As long as that trend line is there, we're above it, I'm not going to go short. In fact, I'll take a failed second entry short here. SW Blaze says the trading range indicator paints the picture. Quite possibly, yeah. Quite possibly. No, the panda is not for you guys. The panda's for me. Protect my identity. You don't want people to know, like, especially how vulnerable I am with you guys, telling you, like, all the things I have, all the things I buy. You know, showing you my accounts. For those who are pandas, it's just like, it's not for you, it's for me. So we get the micro double bottom here. Could reverse without us, which again I'm completely fine with because there's just nothing I can do about it. Just waiting for my setup. Don't get anything. Move on. Panda's not for you guys. It's for me. Well, it's kind of for you guys too, so you guys can see my facial expressions. You know, it helps a little bit. You know, at least it's the actual facial expressions. You can see my reactions. You can see my distress. You can see my joy. You can see it all. It's getting completely choppy here. Very confusing. Inside bar in 10,000 tick chart. A 10,000 tick chart creates an inside bar here. Bouncing off the 20 MA though, it looks like it wants to have another leg up. I don't know. I don't know. This is a lower high second entry. Short. Pikachu trade. Somebody take the short trade here. Very choppy. Also trend line. The better setup is to take this trap trade to the long side. If we can get it. Might be looking for a new low here. Break a trend. New low. Possibly. I personally think the better setup is to go long here, but who knows? In this trade going long. This might bite me in the butt. It's creating a lower high off the 20 MA. And this might get me. I saw a setup. Thought it was good. Moving on next trade. If it gets me, it gets me. Almost want to skunk it, but we'll hold on to it. I like the fact that we have this trend line here. I like the potential, right? Break a trend to new low here. And higher time frames. Bouncing off the 20 MA on the 10K chart. Just have a couple reasons to enter this, but it is what it is. If I lose it or win it. It is very choppy though, I'll say that for sure. Very choppy. I could skunk this trade. If I don't like how it looks like, could take a small loss. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Got the 2-point scalp. Unfortunately, runner gets stopped out. Tough trade. Tough trade. Starting getting very choppy. I mean, at the end, it might just be like a trading range here. So I understand if you want to go short there. I see why. But I mean, we have the trend line. We have potential break a trend to new low, and the higher time frames, right? We're bouncing off the 20 MA, and I don't know. All those things combined made me not want to take that short. In fact, made me want to reverse it. Unfortunately, like my runner does get stopped out. Maybe should let it marinate just a little bit, but it's all good. Still down a little bit today. $75. We do have a trading range here. I mean, you may want to fade this trading range, this breakout, but currently the price action does not look good. I mean, this is messy. This is messy. You know, and that's kind of what has been all day today. Been basically like hitting these like big stretches of choppiness, breakouts, right? It's very confusing. Yeah, my runner would have been nice, but fortunately, it just like stops me out and goes back up. So what can you do? I'd rather protect myself than sometimes I let it marinate a little bit if I really like the swing trade behind it, but this one, just not sure. Very confusing. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Alright, I'm obviously red today, but not by much. Try to be patient here. But how are you guys doing? Let me see. Putting up a poll real quick. And then after you guys fill out that poll, we'll end it. Fill out that poll. Just terrible price action. Maybe this trade was one of the better trades. I just was not sure. I didn't consider this like a break of trend here, but looking at it, maybe break a trend to new high, triple test right in the lower high here, basically head and shoulders, and then reversal underneath the 20 MA. That's kind of like yeah, I just didn't realize it. No trades, like flat. It's kind of like the second one, I guess. Negative 500 0. They only give you 4 options, so not much I can do. But seems like you guys are doing well. A lot of you guys are green, which is nice. Yeah, hard to say. I mean, it looks like, like we're in a triangle, and basically, like we hit the top of the triangle 3 times, we hit the bottom of the triangle a couple times. Yeah, I don't know. Are we gonna break out here, or are we gonna break down? That's kind of the reversal that I wanted to see, but again, my runner got stopped out. I would have, all this would have been in a runner. I'd like to see one more setup. I just have no idea what's going to come out, but this is not looking promising. Like, it doesn't look like we're going to get a setup here. It just looks like it's slowly grinding up. Seems like people are buying with limit orders. You can see, right? They're buying with limit orders before it even gets to the bottom of the previous candle's high or low. And people are selling at the top of these candles, right? One break, one tick above, they'll sell, try to scalp out. One tick above, they'll sell, try to, scalp out. So you have bears here trying to scalp out 1 point, a tick or 2 above previous candle's high. And you have bulls coming in a tick or 2 above the previous candle's low. And so they're just coming in eager to go in long, always in long here. And so they're just grinding this market up right now. Very hard to say what's going to happen. I don't know. This doesn't look like very clear in terms of what's going to happen. So it is what it is. Pandas, with that being said, I hope you guys are doing well. Have an amazing weekend and restore that mental capital. And yeah, hope you guys trade well the rest of the day. Stick to the plan. So always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.